Shocking. Pilate's letter describes Jesus' skin color and face in striking detail. A revelation like no other. You will be amazed to uncover the truth about Jesus' face and skin color. Was he truly, as we've always imagined? A letter from Pontius Pilate to Roman Emperor Tiberius holds astonishing details about Jesus' appearance, details absent from the Gospels. This letter not only describes his miracles, trial, crucifixion, and resurrection, but also provides a rare glimpse into his physical form. What exactly did Pilate convey about the Son of God? Let us delve into this intriguing account. Pilate begins his letter with these words: "Greetings, Majesty. Recent events in my province have been so extraordinary that I feel compelled to report them in detail. These occurrences may profoundly impact the future of our empire. It seems the gods themselves have turned their gaze away from us, and I cannot help but feel cursed since assuming governance of Judea. My days have been filled with turmoil and worry. When I arrived in Jerusalem, I hosted a banquet and invited the Tetrarch of Galilee, the high priest, and his officials. However, none attended, which I perceived as an insult to Roman authority. Days later, the high priest visited me, feigning a religious excuse for his absence, though his demeanor betrayed deceit. It became evident that he and his followers opposed Roman governance. I caution Rome to remain vigilant against these high priests who value power and wealth above all else." Pilate then described the challenges of governing Jerusalem. "Jerusalem is the most rebellious city I have ever ruled. Its people's defiance keeps me in constant fear of uprising. With only a centurion and 100 soldiers at my command, my request for reinforcements from the Syrian governor went unfulfilled. Our ambition to expand has left our territories vulnerable, threatening the stability of our empire. Among the rumors I heard was one about a young man from Galilee teaching a new doctrine in the name of a God who sent him. Initially, I suspected he might incite rebellion, but soon realized otherwise. Jesus of Nazareth appeared more sympathetic to Romans than to his fellow Jews." Pilate recounted his first impression of Jesus. "Passing through the square one day, I saw a crowd around a young man speaking calmly. It was Jesus. His presence was magnetic, standing out even among the crowd. I sent my secretary, fluent in Hebrew, to listen. Upon returning, he shared Jesus' words. I had never encountered wisdom like his, surpassing even our philosophers. When asked about paying taxes to Caesar, he replied, 'Give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's.' This wisdom compelled me to grant him freedom. Arresting or exiling him would have been unjust, contradicting Roman principles of governance. Yet his freedom angered Jerusalem's elite. Jesus openly criticized them, calling them serpents and comparing them to tombs, beautiful on the outside but full of death within. He emphasized humility over social status, drawing the ire of scribes and Pharisees who constantly complained about him at the praetorium. Pilate's account continued with a pivotal moment. Concerned about unrest, I invited Jesus to the praetorium. When he arrived, I, a Roman governor of Spanish descent, found myself trembling before him. His serenity and purity were overwhelming. Addressing him, I said, "For 3 years I have allowed you freedom, and I do not regret it. Your wisdom surpasses even Socrates and Plato. Yet your words have provoked powerful enemies who now accuse me of conspiring with you. My advice, not an order, is to moderate your speech to avoid inciting those who seek your destruction." Jesus responded calmly, "Ruler of the earth, your words lack true wisdom. Ask Mount Tabor to stop in the valley. It will answer that it obeys the Creator's laws. I tell you, before the rose of Sharon blooms, the blood of the righteous will be shed." I was deeply moved and assured him of my protection, acknowledging his wisdom above all others. This letter captures Pilate's complex emotions and insights about Jesus, a man of unparalleled wisdom, whose words and presence left an indelible mark on all who encountered him. What Pilate described as tolerance may indeed have shaped history, as he foreshadowed the profound impact Jesus would have on the world. Could this letter provide a glimpse into the mysterious providence at work? My praetorium will always be a sacred refuge for you, both day and night. Yet Jesus, calm as ever, shook his head and with a serene smile said, "When the time comes, there will be no refuge for the Son of Man. neither on earth nor beneath it. The true refuge is in the heavens, pointing upward. I felt a deep unease and responded, "Young man, you are forcing me to turn my request into an order. The security of this province, which is my responsibility, demands it. You must exercise more caution in your speeches. Disregard this order, and you know the consequences. May happiness accompany you." "Farewell, Prince of the Earth," Jesus replied. "I did not come to bring disturbance, but rather peace, love, and charity." I was born on the same day Augustus Caesar brought tranquility to the Roman Empire. The persecutions are not because of me, yet I know I will face many of them in obedience to my Father's will. He has shown me the path to follow. You have no power to keep the victim on the altar of sacrifice. After saying this, he withdrew, like a light fading on the horizon, which brought me great relief, for his presence was too heavy a burden for me. Herod, who ruled at the time and was of advanced age, joined Jesus' enemies seeking revenge. If it were up to Herod alone, he would have ordered Jesus' death immediately. However, despite his vanity as king, he hesitated, fearing it might harm his influence with the Senate. Perhaps, like me, Herod also feared Jesus, though a Roman official could never admit fear of a Jew. Herod came to my praetorium for a visit. As he rose to leave after a conversation of little importance, he mockingly asked my opinion of the Nazarene. I responded that Jesus seemed to be one of the great sages who occasionally appear in great nations, and that his teachings were not political. Therefore, Rome had decided to let him speak freely, as his actions did not justify punishment. Herod gave me a mocking smile and left with a bow full of irony. As the Passover festival approached, tensions escalated. Jerusalem was flooded with noisy crowds demanding Jesus' death. My informants revealed that the temple treasury had been used to bribe people. A dangerous situation was brewing. A Roman centurion had been publicly humiliated, and I sent a request to the governor of Syria for reinforcements, 100-foot soldiers and 100 cavalrymen. But he refused. Isolated with few soldiers in a hostile city, I had no choice but to endure the unrest. Amid the chaos, Jesus remained calm. Despite my efforts to protect him, the crowd demanded his crucifixion. I proposed releasing him during Passover, a customary practice, but they refused. I argued, citing Jewish law, which required fasting and proper procedures before a sentence, but their cries of "Crucify him" persisted. In desperation, I ordered him flogged, yet their hatred grew. I washed my hands before the crowd, declaring him innocent, but his fate was sealed. The mob's fury surpassed anything I had seen, resembling a storm. As darkness fell, the scene reminded me of Julius Caesar's death. Jesus was led to execution, Jerusalem emptied, and an air of sorrow lingered. Black clouds gathered and a violent earthquake shook the land. It was said the Creator himself was suffering. That night I descended into the city, witnessing somber crowds. At the praetorium, Joseph of Arimathea requested to bury Jesus. I granted permission and assigned guards to ensure the body's safety. Days later, the tomb was found empty, and the disciples proclaimed his resurrection. Priests feared his followers would steal the body, so guards were stationed. Yet strange events occurred. A guard reported seeing a radiant light over the tomb, accompanied by heavenly music. The earth shook, and he fainted. Upon waking, the tomb was empty. Priests urged him to claim the body was stolen, offering bribes, but he refused. Some priests speculated Jesus was not merely human, citing his miracles, healing, calming storms, and raising the dead. Both friends and enemies acknowledged his extraordinary deeds. Pilate described Jesus as striking, with a calm demeanor and kind expression. His light brown, slightly wavy hair and deep eyes conveyed wisdom and compassion. His fair, well-kept skin and symmetrical features inspired respect. Dressed simply, he radiated humility and authority. This noble sovereign is my faithful account of events. I present these details for your judgment, hoping my actions will be seen in fairness. With loyalty, I remain your obedient servant. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey into history and faith. If you enjoyed this video and want to uncover more incredible stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps us bring more content to life. See you in the next video.